Welcome back to Government Workforce Analytics, Insight and Impact, sponsored by Microsoft here on Federal News Radio 1500 AM and federalnewsradio.com. My guest in this segment is Dave Milton. He's the Chief Technology Officer at Bermuda Technologies. I'm Tom Temin, your host. And Dave, let's start with a little background here. Bermuda has built Defense Ready, this personnel readiness applications for DoD. Why did you do this on the Microsoft Dynamics platform? What is in there that makes this useful to you?
Well, as Betsy mentioned, we're historically a services company that transformed into a product company. And so our domain expertise was primarily the business of DoD and how these organizations do business. So we wanted to choose a platform that would allow us to focus on the business model and then the different requirements that our customers have. So Microsoft Dynamics gives us scalability, gives us mobile capabilities, it gives us security, gives us cloud options, things that allow us to focus on the capabilities of the product and integrating with those DoD data sources and not having to worry as much about those core capabilities. So we really benefit from Microsoft's R&D by choosing the Dynamics platform.
And you mentioned a couple of the magic words, mobile and cloud. First of all, as an application, Defense Ready, does it work in a mobile environment? Because I think that would be of value to a lot of commanders.
Well, one of the benefits we have on the Dynamics platform is that Microsoft provides a robust mobile capability that goes along with Dynamics. So any capability that we build as a part of Defense Ready, we can offer to our customers over mobile, so iOS, Android, Windows phones, even Windows 10 devices as well. So it's a burden that's lifted off of us as a software company, and Microsoft backs us up with all that great capability. So we don't have to worry about the security or the compliance with those mobile apps, and our customers don't have to worry about building mobile apps themselves.
And what are the, issues going with the fact that databases that are drawn on by Defense Ready to give the operational readiness picture and so forth might be local? They might be in a defense mega center, a state or a county or a continent away. They might be in a commercial cloud. They might be in a DISA cloud. They might be on a spreadsheet in the commander's little server.
Sure.
How does that all work?
Well, I mean, first of all, that complicates the problems that Mark was talking about earlier in terms of just getting your hands around the answer and the data. So what we do in Defense Ready, and this is, again, a part of Microsoft's platform, is that we're able to pull from all those data sources securely into whether it's a cloud deployment in Defense Ready Cloud or it's on-premise with our customers' data centers. We've got plenty of options. But that data, once it's in Defense Ready, is in one spot for a common operational picture. So it allows two major things to happen. One is the decision-making process happens quicker. But the other thing that we allow those customers to do is actually use Defense Ready as a line of business application to drive local business process, because it's not just about data aggregation. That's step one. There's all sorts of local data and local applications that are being built that we can replace and retire with Defense Ready. So customers can both aggregate all of those data sources, then use all of that data to drive local business process and automate a local process that would traditionally be built from the ground up or serviced in some other capability.
So can the data that is aggregated then be rehosted in some manner that makes it more logical to be for whatever applications you might have in mind?
Exactly. It's the principle of enter the data one time in one system, whether that's Defense Ready or it's a Class 1 system or a local system, integrate it and use it across multiple applications. So that could be personnel data, it could be training data, asset data. Any one of our modules can benefit from that Class 1 data, but we want customers to enter it one time authoritatively and then use it multiple times across multiple mission areas.
And borrowing from the agile world, how is it that you keep up with what customers' evolving needs are with respect to their personnel databases and data?
So one of the things that we do in Defense Ready is we stay compliant with all new versions of DoD forms and new DoD policy. So our customers don't have to do that, because today, if they're building solutions on their own, that burden, that debt is incurred by them. When they go with Defense Ready, we're taking that on as a product company. And so what we've committed to do is to ensure that Defense Ready is compliant with all the DoD policies, all the new forms, all the new business process that our customers have to comply with. So now they're truly benefiting from a COTS solution versus having to build, maintain, and constantly patch their own solutions.
Yeah, and what about the competition? I mean, some of the competition is the legacy applications that might be riding on those Class 1 systems of record, or maybe somebody built something on a spreadsheet, or maybe there's some commercial product that's in between those two extremes?
So there's two traditional approaches that we see our customers take. The first one is build it themselves from the ground up, and they incur a lot of debt. We look at those types of solutions as truly debt, because customers have to invest to build them. Then they have to constantly invest to keep it up to date, keep it secure, add new capabilities to it, fix it when it breaks. So that's an approach that we've been lobbying against quite a bit with our customers. The other approach is to go buy a commercial solution that was built for commercial industry and then adjust the entire business process of the organization to fit commercial industry, which also it basically results in a lot of debt, because you're going to have to customize that product. It might no longer be supported by the vendor. So we offer a third approach.
Sometimes it never gets done.
It never gets done. Exactly. So this is a third approach where you get the best of both. You get a product that comes off the shelf, but it's purpose built for DoD organizations. And so not only do we have the business process built in from day one, so the time to value is greater, we already integrate with the data sources that we know they use day in and day out. And the benefit for us is that every DoD organization generally uses the same types of systems. So we can repeat that success over and over again out of the box day one with Defense Ready.
Now, I know a lot of defense organizations, are tightly budgeted, and they're looking for a kind of buy the drink model. This is what's so attractive about cloud hosted applications. What are the usage and fee and licensing models surrounding the product you have?
Well, while we
Defense
traditionally have offered an on-premise solution, which we still do, we're seeing customers ask more and more for cloud, and it's consumption-based billing. Mm-hmm. So essentially, instead of paying for something up front and having to use capital investment dollars, they can subscribe now to Defense Ready Cloud and offer per user per month licensing. So it's really is exactly what you use is what you pay for. And the benefit that we have is we're also hosting that cloud solution in Microsoft Azure for government and for DoD. So we gain, again, from the Microsoft R&D engine that drives all the innovation both on the Dynamics platform as well as the Azure platform, so that we can offer this to customers in a model that makes economic sense.
And what are some of the issues that customers have raised and that you're dealing with respect to having their data, even from Class 1 systems, aggregated, say, in the Azure cloud under the product?
Well, the primary concern is security, and we're very fortunate, again, where Microsoft has been pushing the envelope in terms of supporting DISA's SRG requirements, both for level 4 and level 5 in the Azure cloud. So we can inherit quite a bit from their R&D engine, and then we can add on top in our Defense Ready environment. And because we have an extensive history of working on premise, we're very well versed in exactly what's required to meet and exceed what our customers have today in their traditional data centers.
Now, different customers might have different report requirements on top of this application. Do they have the flexibility to build reports and outputs to their particular needs without changing the product fundamentally?
That's how we scale, really. I mean, as a business, we can't possibly service every last requirement that every potential user would have. So one of the reasons we chose the Dynamics platform is that it offers end users that type of flexibility to build ad hoc queries, to build their own dashboards, charts, views, even share them with other users. So it's not a matter of just configuring the software to do what they need it to do. It's at a personal level, able to personalize what Defense Ready does and share it with other users in the organization, so that those types of customizations and configurations become organizational policy and part of their system, not something that was done as a one-off.
So it's fair to say the customers become part of your product roadmap planning.
Absolutely. And it's what drives everything that we do in the product. And what's great about it is we can see how customers are using the product, how they're changing it to meet their needs. And of course, we stay abreast of all DoD policies. So we can bake our half in, and then we take all the suggestions from customers. And those also get baked into our updates every year.
All right. We're going to thank today's guests and end it right there. Dave Milton is the Chief Technology Officer at Bermuda Technologies. Good to have you on.
Thanks, Tom.
We also heard from Mark Valentine, Account Executive for Strategic Programs at Microsoft, and Betsy Appleby, the Chief Operating Officer for Bermuda Technologies. I'm Tom Temin. I'm host of the Federal Drive on Federal News Radio 1500 AM and federalnewsradio.com. For more on this discussion, visit federalnewsradio.com. Use the search term Microsoft.
On behalf of Microsoft, thank you for joining us. A link to the archive session will be sent to you shortly. If you requested a training certificate, you will also receive an email with download instructions after the webinar. This concludes our discussion. Thank you so much for your time.